Almost there. Just coming. Here we go. Hello. It is, let's see, Tuesday the 27th of May. It is a warm, damp and rainy day. And I'm sat in the reading Nook with a nice hot cup of tea. Still trying to recover and decompress from my weekend away at Chaosium Con UK, the first Chaosium Con UK, which took place at the Cranfield Business Centre just outside Milton Keynes, which is a great venue. So, as is traditional now, when I come back from a convention of any size, of any note, they're all of note, but you know, sometimes I come back with a bag, sometimes I don't. I have a bag of things to unbag and talk about and discuss and so on. So since it was Chaosium Con UK, the first one, the very first thing that we all did get, and you'll be able to get one of these if you attend an event with Chaosium Con or Chaosium this year, is this badge. It is 50 years, 1975, 2025, Chaosium Inc. Chaosium's 50th anniversary. It's really the longest surviving gaming role-playing company in the hobby. So, had to grab a towel to protect the things from the damp coming down here. Usually I'm going to be talking, so I've got a nice hot cup of tea. And yes, I should have done this unboxing perhaps yesterday. I was busy actually spending time with my partner because I've been away for 3 days. So, the first things first. Well, actually, these are the last things I actually picked up over the course of the weekend. Now, one of the things that happened was that Chaosium basically cleared some warehouse space of just stuff. So there was a lot of sort of like gaming content that came from elsewhere, other publishers like the Morrow Project or Chivalry and Sorcery, dating back to 1980, the 70s and so on, that just been sat in the archives, sat in boxes. But it also included a huge batch of auto dual quarterlies. Now I'm stood there at that table going, well, that's the thing I'm interested in. Everyone's only supposed to take one thing, and I'm going, well, I want all of those. And this guy says, well, are you looking at those? I'm going to look at those. Yeah, but I don't want to, you know, because everything else I either had or had access to, didn't have access to these. So these go, I mean, there's like what we've got here. Well, that's volume 4, number 2, but I think there's earlier ones in here. Where are we? Here we go. Volume 1, number 1 of Auto Due Quarterly. Now, Auto Due Quarterly was the magazine dedicated to the board game Car Wars from Steve Jackson Games. And I might be seeing Steve Jackson quite soon, so I might actually get this one signed. And I do like Car Wars, I do like the universe. So there's just this whole batch of Auto Due Quarterlies. Some of them I've got to get rid of to the other person who took a whole load with him. But these I'm gonna grab and basically go through and proper reviews in due course. I mean, especially number 1, because that's a piece of history. And I've got more like that in this bag, but we'll get to that. We will get to that, I promise you. So there's those. Now, the other thing was about the event, one of the many things about the event, because it's a really great event, 350 people on one site, lots of space for gaming, lots of space for socializing, and lots of good games, and catching up with people, lots of meeting people for the first time, and that was absolutely terrific. Some of them I knew online. And I just went, oh my, it just really, and someone was really amazed and pleased to meet them. So one of the things was basically all rolled up which is based out just outside Manchester, does sort of like things to support your gaming hobby, and that includes dice bags and dice trays and so on. Now, I wasn't able to get some of the items I wanted to support, so to basically celebrate that, because I wasn't quick enough. That's my fault. But I did get one of these little dice bags and another one of these little dice bags, and you see there it has the classic RuneQuest cover on it. These are really quite nice little velvet dice bags. I've got a couple of those, one of those each for myself. So let me just put that back in its bag. But I also got a couple more, because they weren't very much. So these are going to be gifts for friends who were not there. And hopefully, when I give them to them, I'll film it, because there are reasons why. Now, the other thing is, this is a set of playing cards based on essentially RuneQuest and Glorantha. It was a set of 50. They went very fast, and there was only one allowed per customer. It was the thing there that was unique. You really had to be there to get one. I'd probably be doing an unboxing of those in due course. I shall probably actually put one of these bags to good use and put those in there to protect them. But anyway, okay, so what next? I've got two pieces of artwork, one for a friend, one for me. There we go. They're both by Catherine Durham. This is Yinkin, and she's a fantastic artist. She's got a really good book available on the Johnstown Compendium, I believe, or at least it was released via the Johnstown Compendium, and I'll show you that in a minute. I already had a copy. I took it to get signed, and then this is what Bud requested that I pick up. So there's those. I'm going to put those back out the way. Okay, so pack one. What have we got in here? Some bits and pieces. Oh yeah. So I'm going to continue the art theme here. This is Visions of Myth, art by Catherine Durham, and I'm going to give this a proper read through, but I've got her to sign that, so I'm very pleased with that. And then I've got a couple of other things signed, because Ben Aronovich was there. Font of All Evil and Jimmy's Last Dance. So here we go. And the reason that was a Scott is because they're for my friend Scott in America, and I wanted to get him something special and unique. And these are my copies. That he couldn't get anywhere else. And yes, whilst these are print on demand, signatures aren't. So to ensure that people got, he's going to get those. They're going to be a very late 50th birthday present, I admit. And then the absolute unique, well, I say unique, the unique thing was a copy of printout of this Deadfellas absolutely cracking Call of Cthulhu scenario that is Goodfellas meets Call of Cthulhu. It's absolutely great. One of the best things to come out of the Miskatonic repository in quite a while. I mean, there's lots of good stuff on there. Cream rises top, as they say. I see a lot of it, and I'm, it's just saying stuff that really grabs me. We've got there. Yeah. I didn't bring those. I took those with me. I didn't give them away. I've got another convention coming up this weekend, UK Games Expo. So guess what? Some lucky person is going to be getting a copy of this. I haven't decided who. Okay, let's carry on. Right. What's next? Oh yeah, let's grab that one. One of the things I am picking up at the expo is a copy of Nephilim, the role-playing game, came out in the 90s from Chaosium, and I picked up some extra books I didn't have, so I can sort of complete the set. Whether or not I will ever have a chance to really delve into this with any detail is another matter. But having access to all of the supplements, and I've never actually seen many of these, I've seen some of them, but not all, is fantastic. So there's those. Where next? Similarly, we have Act on Cthulhu campaigns, Assault on Mounts of Madness. This essentially is the finale to the whole earlier line for Act on Cthulhu, back when it was for Call of Cthulhu and Savage Worlds, before it went 2D20. And then just a little thing in here at the bottom. This is Ship of Fools, which is a genre setup for Sanctions. That's from it's Just Crunch Games. Paul there was kind enough to give me a copy. Always very generous. I really do appreciate when writers and publishers and so on do that. Okay, it means I can write about their games, you know, freely and easily. You know, I mean, you know, basically, I don't mean to have to track down those games and do that horrible thing like change money or anything. Adam Crossingham was there of 60 Stone Press, who do a range of very good source books for Call of Cthulhu, including 3 books dedicated to investigator weapons, so covering the 20s, modern, and Gaslight and Old West. They're really very good, and they're being updated for 7th edition. But what I did take away a copy, because you let me have a copy, is Lost in the Lights. Absolutely classic, modern day Call of Cthulhu scenario, just superb. You could adapt it to Delta Green if you wanted to, but this is really, really great. Really, really scary. Great villain. I have reviewed it in the past. I may well do an actual video review of it. You never know. That might happen. And I might do a video review of that Deadfellas as well. So, second-hand stuff. There was a bring and buy as well. And I love a bring and buy. I really do. Because, you know, because it's always you're going to find a bargain. You're going to find something interesting. So picked up a copy of Rune Masters. Don't have this. It's not meant to be particularly good, but it's kind of like from the era of sort of like the you know, the loot book treasures, RuneQuest treasures books and stuff like that, which sort of like, you know, kind of filling in a little niche that showcased how, in this case, you know, the authors thought Rune Masters looked like. And this is really kind of tied into a couple of other books, Cults of Terror, Cults of Prax, which really, really helped lay the groundwork for what we know as a Glorantha today. Moon Design, the Middle Sea Empire, quite a rare book because it's never been reprinted or gone up on PDF as far as I'm aware. So yeah, quite pleased to find a copy of that. We have Under the Red Moon, source book for Hero Quest, the precursor to what we know Quest Worlds. It's sort of like it was Hero Wars, then Hero Quest, then Hero Quest Glorantha, now Quest Worlds. But that, so it's several steps back, but this is the Lunar source book. Rough Guide to Pavis, nice source book. Glorious Jewel of the Second Age Glorantha, guide to, basically a guide to Glorantha in its kind of like its golden age. Fanzine Trade Talk 2, didn't expect to get an early edition as that. Some Space Gamers that nobody wanted. Because obviously the other thing, you know, I like a good gaming magazine as the next person, and there aren't very many good gaming magazines around these days, you know, magazines that give you content and interesting stuff to read about and play. So that leaves one last thing to look at, this big box. This is my biggest purchase of the weekend, the one that was unexpected, foolish, ridiculous, but was at such a ridiculous price I could not say no. So, these are printouts of Dagon earlier issues. I don't know if that's Dagon number 6, but we actually get on to 18, 19. Now, some of these I've got, some of these I can't remember whether I have got. No, most of them I don't have. 20, 21. And the whole point of me paying as much as I did is it's sort of like actually cheaper than trying to track them all down, and that's my excuse, and that's the one I'm sticking to. So it does mean, you know, there is going to be a reviews and unboxing of these, because they are rare, they are difficult to find, and you are paying quite a lot of money. And some of these I've just never seen. Was never expecting to see. So there's that. So proving to be quite an expensive weekend for me overall. And my comment would be, it's a little bit annoying. I mean, I say, okay, how can I say it's a little bit annoying? It being close to Expo, which is next week, this weekend coming, it's sort of like it's sort of like a two big events on the trot. Because hey, who knows what I will find in the Bring and Buy on Saturday when I go in with Bud's RPG reviews, because that's what we're planning. Because it takes a bit of effort and corralling of people to go, would you mind looking after our bags whilst we're going? Anyway, that's by the by. So that's everything from Chaosium Con number 1. Hopefully there'll be a second one. Hopefully, you know, that'll be next year. Hopefully not as close to UK Games Expo. But if you're a fan of Chaosium's games, so that includes, of course, RuneQuest Role-Playing Grantha, the new version of RuneQuest being developed, or basically the new version of RuneQuest rules, Quest Worlds, Ring World, Elf Quest, Rivers of London, Call of Cthulhu, Pendragon, then you will find something to play there and have some fun. And also meet up with some great people from all over the world. I had a friend come in from Canada, whom I would otherwise never have expected to actually meet, and that was really great. I had an old friend who I'd not seen for 8 years turn up, so really great all round, and just catching up with people, many of whom you kind of sort of like recognise by name only online. And you know, I got recognised as well because I do this and I write reviews and stuff. But for a great weekend's gaming, great weekend's socialising about gaming and just general stuff, and just a lot of fun, then it's really worth going to. So you know, if you feel you know, feel it's worth your time, hopefully I will see you there next year. In the meantime, Thanks for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you take the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, or I should say more unbaggings in the book, where you'll see me out here with a bag of some type. Sometimes it's a heavier, bigger bag than that, which I will drag out of the house, down to the bottom of the garden, into the Nook, because I've got the umbrella up so that it's not, I'm protected against the rain, and unbag the contents, books, games, role-playing supplements, fanzines, board games if necessary, even artwork, which I will say unbag and talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit the subscribe button down below. Okay. In the meantime, UK Games Expo is this weekend at the NEC in Birmingham. I will be there all 3 days. I will be there some of the press preview on Thursday night. I'm going to the Cthulhu Live, so I'm basically rushing from one to the next. But all 3 days, and you see me, I will be dressed in a shirt and waistcoat, as is my wont. Do say hello. You know, it's what the hobby is about. Saying hello, just saying hello to people, and you know, introducing yourself, and you know, I can put it. The phrase is, "I don't bite." Now, I'm actually a little bit scared when you do it, but honestly, appreciate it that you do, and that what I do with all of this and all the reviews and all the unboxings that you actually enjoy. So yes, don't necessarily have to thank me for it, but just introduce yourself and say that you do watch, and I'm more likely to say thank you to you for watching more than the other way around, because that's what matters as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, in the meantime, thanks again for watching another unboxing look. I'll be back again soon with another unbagging this weekend, because I've got another convention, and I'll be back again tomorrow morning with a unboxing video as per usual. Thanks again for watching. I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.